Hey, welcome back. So one question I get a lot through all my courses has to do with style. Whether it's CSS or JavaScript or Python, people want to know, how should I be styling my code? Where should I have extra white space? Do I need this white space? Should I break this up into 2 lines? How should I name my variables? We've already talked about some elements of style, but there's a lot more to discuss. Most languages out there have at least one popular style guide. Python is a bit different in that there's really just one exact standard that everybody tries to follow. If you are going to be sharing your code, going to be putting it up online somewhere, making a open source repository, then you should follow the PEP8 style guide. So I've included the link if you want to take a look. It's quite long. There's a lot to talk about. There's things like code layout, how much you should indent, 4 spaces per indentation level. There's things like, what else? How long your string should be, or your comments, and when you should break them to separate lines, how many blank lines you should include. So there are rules about, you should, after you define, we haven't talked about functions, but once you define a function, you should have 2 blank lines surrounding it at the top. Or import statements, how they should work. Basically, my point is there's a lot. And I'm not going to ask you to learn all of this. Frankly, I can't remember half of this because I use a tool to help me. I write my code with an eye for trying to make it look nice and not have these giant lines. And that's sort of a side effect of me, being on screen and having to show the code. I can't have something that looks like a crazy tangled mess. I just try and make it look okay. But what I actually do before I upload code, let's say I have some massive crazy thing like this, which is going to contain a lot of stuff we haven't seen, I don't go through this line by line and format it manually. I use a tool. I actually introduced this later in the course, but I'm adding this video in because I know a lot of people will be antsy to learn about this. The video is in the module section. It's on a tool called PEP8. And what I can do is I can take a file like this that has valid Python code. This works just fine. It is ugly. And I run this, PEP8, and then I do -- in place, and then a name of the file, and that file is called uglycode.py. And if I run that and go back, reload, and you can see that this is what it looks like now. The exact same code has been formatted really nicely for me. So going forward in my videos, you're not going to see me, spending a lot of time. Just getting this indentation right manually takes forever. And most developers I know who use Python use PEP8 to take care of it. So my note to you is, don't freak out about style at this point. Make sure you're just being syntactically correct, that your code works. Then you can use a tool like PEP8, and if you want, you can skip ahead and learn how to install it. But I think it's probably better just to wait until you get to that section naturally, because by then we'll have covered a lot of this, a lot of the craziness that you see here, and it will make sense. It will make more sense why you would use a tool like PEP8. You'll know how to install external packages by then, and there's a whole bunch of other things we need to discuss before then. Anyway, as we go through the course and I introduce new topics like functions or classes or generators or decorators, there's a lot of style that is tied to them, where it won't break the functionality. Things will work just fine. But if you want to be up to date, you want to follow the best possible style guide, you can come to PEP8 and you can read it yourself if you have questions, or by then we'll have installed PEP8 and we can just use that. All right, I think that's all I wanted to say. PEP8 is a style guide that the Python community follows pretty rigidly, but most people use a tool like PEP8 to take care of it for them. You should just know that it exists, and don't panic about style at this point. Keep it in the back of your mind. Once you start writing longer code and learn more topics in Python, then you can start to worry about it.